Welcome and thank you for watching my presentation, Why I Invest in Crypto and Why You Should Too. So let's get straight into it. So just very briefly tell you about me. My name is Coyote Damali. I'm a published first-class honours graduate who's been listed in the top 10 of the top 100 most powerful young entrepreneurs in the world. I'm a professional member of the Professional Speaking Association, a member of the Global Speaker Federation, and I'm probably more famously known for being on BBC's The Apprentice. Now, when I graduated from university at 21, this is when I had my first business exposure. I know it might be pretty late for some, but for me, it wasn't until I was 21. And it was here where I started learning about successful people, such as multi-billionaire Warren Buffett, who said that if you don't find a way to make money whilst you sleep, you'll be working until you die. And I was like, whoa. Like for me, I didn't really look at life like that back in the day because all I knew back then was work. I mean, I guess you don't know what you don't know, right? But what I did know that I didn't plan on working until I died. Sorry, Warren. So I thought there had to be more to life than that, especially if what you're working as is something that you're not really that passionate about. But what Warren said made sense to me because the framework that I was following and what I knew was this truth, is that you work, you get paid. Great. I mean, unless it's voluntary, of course, and of course you're not going to get paid. But which means the opposite is then also true. Which means that if you do not work, then you do not get paid, which is not so great. And then the second truth that I learned was this. If I'm trading my most valuable asset being my time for money, not only is that asset that you're never going to be able to get back once spent, unless you're Marty McFly going Back to the Future, which is a movie I'm still yet to see, but anyway. But what I learned was that if you're trading your time for money, it means that there's a cap on how much money you can actually earn. Maybe this is why people nowadays say no capping. But anyway, because there's only 24 hours in a day. But it's even less than that, because typically you're only working for 8 hours a day, meaning that your income is capped at 8 times your hourly wage. Minus your tax, minus national insurance, and minus your lunch break if you don't get paid for your lunch break. Now, being capped isn't too bad if you're earning large amounts of money for your hour. Footballers or certain industries, they can earn hundreds, thousands of pounds for that hour. But their income is still limited. Don't get twisted. Their income is still limited, but their cap is much more significant than most people's caps. But let me be very clear at this point. Let me be very clear. There is nothing wrong with this model. I don't want people to be commenting or in the DM saying, Cody, you're bashing jobs, because I'm not doing that. I'm simply making you aware that there's a limit to the amount of money that you can earn if you trade your time for money, whether that's employment or in self-employment. Which leads me nicely on to my next part, which is Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. I mean, when I first saw this quadrant, it made sense to me. He says that you start off as an employee where you have a job, you then become self-employed where you own a job, then you can become a business owner where you have a system that works for you, to finally becoming an investor where you have your money working for you. Cool. I was like, right then, cool, Robert, I get that. Or the people like to call him Bob Kiyosaki, I don't know. But I was like, Robert, okay, cool, I get that. So the next question that I asked myself was this. How can I be an investor, or what can I invest in? And this took me a very long time to find an answer to, for which I want to give you a much quicker solution. Like we always hear people talk about that, oh yeah, invest in property, man. Yeah, you can invest in property. Well, unless you got thousands for a deposit and maybe hundreds or even if not thousands to do up the house to get it properly done up, to get rented out, the average person hasn't got money to do that. So we can X that one out. Or we hear people say that, oh yeah, you can invest in other people's businesses. Yeah, invest in businesses. But again, unless you got a significant amount of money to invest in it, then it ain't happening. It's just not happening. So then I got sick and tired of people saying that, yeah, man, you just need to invest, man. Invest your money, invest. But then I always be like, how, Sway, how? Everybody and their grandmother's telling you that, yeah, you just need to invest. Yeah, but no one's telling you the how. Everyone's telling you the what, but nobody's telling you the how. But then one day it hit me, just like when I was wondering, why is that frisbee getting bigger? Then it hit me. And what hit me was this. You are already an investor. You're already an investor. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, you go to work, you get paid. So where does your money go after that? Well, once upon a time, in particular sort of road or legal activities, people put their money in a shoebox. Great, I guess. Or they'll put it under a mattress or in a pillow. Great. Or when you get paid, your money goes straight into your bank, where it gets firstly battered by all your direct debits and that. And then you can take cash out at the ATM, or you can pay by things by card or whatever. Or there's a third option. Yes, you could put your money in your bank, or why not put some into, drum roll please, cryptocurrencies. I mean, if you could actually hear the sound of my slides right now, you hear the angelic. In fact, that didn't really sound like angels. That sounded more like Chewbacca, you know. But anyway, so let's have a look at it. So, shoebox. Yes, it's safe, you know, to a certain extent. You know, someone can easily come to your house and take it. But there's no interest when it's under your mattress. And in fact, you actually lose money because due to the inflation. You know, as prices go up for things, the value of your pound becomes weaker. So next, the bank. Again, yeah, you can argue that it's pretty safe. You know, if you've got anywhere up to 85 grand in your bank account, it's actually protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme should the bank you're with go bust, for example. Like look what happened to Northern Rock many years ago. However, with the banks, with this safety net, there is no real risk, so there is not any real interest. I mean, you'd be lucky if you got more than 2% return in a year. And due to the rate of inflation right now being 1.8%, meaning that prices roughly increase by 1.8% every year, I mean, you're hardly getting anything. You know, what's the difference between the 2% the bank's giving you and 1.8% inflation? That's 0.2%, meaning that for every £10 you have saved, the bank's only giving you 2p. I mean, literally, I can find that in between the seats in my car right now if I wanted to. I mean, and literally, for every £100, you're literally getting 20p. Like, is that it? Like, do yourself a favor. And if your interest rate is anything less than the rate of inflation, so if your interest rate in your bank account is less than right now 1.8%, you're actually losing value. The money in the bank is actually losing value. So do yourself away from anything right now. Go and check your savings account. Go and check your bank accounts. If it's less than 1.8%, the value of your pound is losing money. I mean, you might as well literally just go and pull it back into the shoebox or the mattress. I mean, then again, I'm only joking about that. You're still protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, but you get my point that it's just so negligible, it's unreal. So now what about our third option? Cryptos. Returns wise, I mean, you can literally get any. I've seen everything from 10% to 25% to even over 100%. I mean, all of that is possible. I mean, I compare that to your 2% from your bank or your 0% from the shoebox. Do you get what I mean? It's unreal. But again, complete transparency, your money's 100% at risk. You know, there is no Financial Services Compensation Scheme for cryptocurrencies. But without risk in life, there is no reward. I mean, why should you receive big rewards in life without taking a risk? I mean, calculated risk at least. You know, life is risky. Everything in life to a degree is risky. I mean, you can go across the road right now, get hit by, no, touch wood, but you can get hit by a car. You know, life is risky. If you don't want to take risk in life, you might as well go to your front room and sit in a corner and get wrapped by bubble wrap. And, you know, have someone, and I'll come and bring you 3 meals a day if you want to. I mean, and there's even risk with that because, I mean, especially if I'm bringing you your meals, you can get food poisoning, or I mean, your muscles will get weaker because you've been sat in a corner all day. You get my point? There's risk to everything in life. You know, there's a risk attached to everything, no matter what you do, which is why they say the only risk in life is not taking any risk. And I mean, I'm not endorsing you doing, you know, I'm looking at this picture now, I'm not endorsing you doing abseiling to the side of a cliff because that looks freaking scary. And I haven't even seen a movie 127 hours yet, which is another movie that I'm yet to see. But you get my point. You know, the biggest risk in life is not taking any risk. Or when it comes to cryptos, I teach people to only invest which you are not afraid to lose. Yes, don't get it twisted. You know, you'll be upset if you lost money. I mean, who wouldn't? But there's a big difference between investing money where you lost it, you'll be like, oh, I'm a little bit upset, to investing money if you lost it, to be like, oh my God, my world is over. You know, there's a big difference between being just a little bit upset to being, oh my God, I'm screwed, my world is over. But the way I teach, there's a way that you don't have to lose money in the first place. But anyway, so why did I decide to invest in crypto? Which I'm now even more aware of now that I've taken a plunge. So secret number 1. It's simple. The process is simple. You see, when I first heard about crypto, it was plain so complicated that it put me off for like 6 months. Because you see me, I'm just a simple guy from Catford in South East London. I'm easy like a Tuesday afternoon. I like things basic. I just like things simple. You know, none of these pips and charts and Japanese candlesticks. You know, these are far too complicated for a beginner like me who had no clue about investing. And all of that googly-de-goop, I had to Google how to even spell this googly-de-goop word. Do you know what I mean? All of that is just unnecessary. All this talk about, about blockchain technology, mining, ledgers. Forget all about that. I'm still convinced to this day that not just in crypto, I'm convinced that people generally like to use all of this fancy industry-specific terminology just make themselves sound cooler. All it does is just put new people off who just need a basic entry point to understand things. And it's like Einstein was supposed to have said, if you can't explain something to a 6-year-old, then you don't understand it properly yourself. And I'm telling you from now, if I was told then what I'm telling you now, I would have invested way earlier in cryptocurrencies. Anyway, so secret number 2 why I invested in crypto is this. It's easy. It's dead easy. The fact that you're able to navigate and watch this video on your technology screen right now suggests to me that you're able to invest in cryptocurrencies. And guess what? You don't exactly need to know how it works or how it's even happened. In fact, there's a lot of things in life we don't understand how they happen or how things are. In the words of Kanye, how, Sway, how? All I care about is this, that I put my money in, the cryptos do their thing, and then I take my money on the other side, which is more than I put in. Simple. Like, why overcomplicate things more than that? And another thing that stopped me from investing in crypto was that I didn't like crypto. I didn't necessarily care for crypto like that. But then what I realized is that you don't necessarily have to be passionate about it. You don't have to care. All you have to care about is that you put your money in, it does its thing, then you take your money back out. Simple. Money doesn't care whether you like it or not. Numbers don't have feelings. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't care. 1 + 1 will always be 2, whether you like it or not. And another thing that stopped me from investing in crypto before was time. If I weren't passionate about something, why would I give it any of my time? Remember I told you, your time is your most valuable asset, to not give it away cheaply. So why would I spend my time on something that I'm not passionate about? But then what I realized is that crypto doesn't take much time. You're not doing the work. You're not working for your money's working for you. Big difference. But then what I also realized is that people spend time working or doing things that they're not passionate about anyway. So even if crypto did take time, people spend time on things they're not passionate about anyway. And finally, secret number 3 and why I'm investing in crypto is this. Un poco. A bit, word to my Spanish. You only need un poco, a bit amount of money. You don't need thousands like in the examples that I gave you earlier. You only need to invest a bit. You don't need to invest what you can. And here's what I realized. If you're not prepared to risk and invest the small amounts, you're unlikely to invest the bigger amounts, and you're definitely unlikely to invest the even bigger amounts. And you know where it starts? Right here, my hermanos, right here. So let me show you the power of un poco and put it into perspective for you. So let's just say, for example, you made £9 from your investment. Great, it's not a huge amount of money, but for some people, that's their whole hourly wage, and you don't even need to work an hour to do it. So let's make it bigger. Let's just say you made £72 from your investment. Again, not a huge amount of money, but for some people, that's their whole daily pay. They have to work 8 hours to get that. You never even have to work 8 hours to do that. And finally, let's go a little bit higher. Let's just say you earn 360, like a circle. Let's just say you earn £360 for your investment. You see where I'm going with this? Some people, that's what they have to do to work for a whole week, roughly a 40-hour week. That's the power of un poco. And me pulling into perspective for you from working a day, for people working an hour a day or a week. And it starts with a small amounts, whatever small means for you. And if you've got a job, or if you've got a stable income, then in my opinion, you've got no excuse not to invest. Because if you know that you're getting a stable amount of money per month, or you know exactly what you're making, then you've got no reason to not set aside an un poco amount to invest. So in summary, why did I decide to invest in crypto? 1, it's simple. It's simple. Like the meerkat, simples. 2, it's easy to do. And 3, you only need an un poco amount. You only need a little bit to get started. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Like a jellyfish, no-brainer. So for those of you who are ready, you want to get started right now, cool, I'm great. I'm glad I inspired you to take action. The platform that I use to invest is called Coinbase, which is easily, hands down, the easiest platform to beginners to invest on. Fight me if you suggest otherwise. If you use my link, it's in the description, by the way. I'll put it in the description, whether it's above or below, should be below. But anyway, we both get free Bitcoin. It was £7, but I think right now I went to go and check before to make sure I got my facts right. Right now it's at £8.10. They roughly base it around $10. So if you decide to join for my link, we both get $10, which is roughly right now £8.10. And for those of you who want to take it a step even further, I've got a crypto course that you can get. Again, link in the description, where I cover things such as How much can I/should I invest? Because again, it's only what you can afford to lose, and I'll help you to work that out. I'll be covering the how you'll make your money. Again, going back to everyone telling you what you should do, but no one telling you how to do it. So I'm going to show you the how. I'll show you tips when to invest and when to sell based on what's happened in the market so far, and I'll help you to make that decision. I'll give you downloadable Excel spreadsheets with automated formulas and calculations to help you. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm not good at maths, don't worry about it. I've got you. Don't worry about that. You don't have to be good at maths. As long as you can literally type a number into a box, all the calculations and formulas are worked out for you automatically. And finally, and probably most importantly, I'll be giving you a helping hand. One that I never got because there's nobody there to show me, or people are just overcomplicating things like I mentioned before, overcomplicating things for no reason. So again, link in the description for you to check that out. So I want to end my video or my presentation by saying thank you for taking the time to watch it. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. In fact, while you're there, you might subscribe to my channel as well. I need more subscribers. But again, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.